So good evening, dear compatriots. As we usually meet every day in the studio of our Joint Information Center. First of all, I would like to tell you about the situation in the front today. On the morning, again, a military operation started. There were no heavy battles in the north till noontime. After noontime, the aggressors started to bombard from the central part, in the central parts and southern from Martuni and a little bit northern from Hadrut, as we told you the other day, in different territories around settlements in the forest. One more group of diversionists have been destroyed, but the fights against those diversionist groups are still going on. Again, in the southern part, there were no heavy battles. The adversary tried to launch offensives a couple of times. In some spots, they used different types of weaponry. They've tried a couple of times, they were prevented, so they were thrown back. In some cases, they retreated. A couple of units of armor in the vehicles were destroyed. Last night, you saw the famous pictures where you could see that the one of the units, they left about more than the dozen of units of armory. They just ran away into the forests. Today there were no really big tensions in different parts of the front, as we promised last night. Today, interactively, we'll present the map and we'll show different spots. These are the settlements that during the last 2-3 days these diversionist groups were neutralized, and this job is going on right now at the moment. These are the settlements that a couple of days ago, during the maximum highway of the offensive, Azeri forces tried to reach Berdzor and they were pushed back. These settlements are those where we have battles still going on, active battles right now. Mainly these are spots, isolated spots. This is the maximum defense line that the Azeris tried to reach, and before they reach the Armenian border. The red part that is mentioned on the map, this is under the control of Azeri military. This is in the south, in the north. This is the northern part you see, but generally on the map you see this. These are the two main sectors. So the map is not static, it's dynamic, and these battles are usually in some isolated places. In some places you can see units of recon diversionist groups or like group of terrorists. They can move ahead a little bit, and this is being immediately presented by Azeri leadership as a victory, and then a couple of hours later they are pushed back, or they retreat in some sectors and then they try to come back in a couple of hours. So this map is not very static. This much at this moment. Well, I'm ready to take questions. Yervan Marian from the journal Armenia Artsrun Diaspora. I have two questions. First question about the exchange of PWOs. I would like to know what is the situation of our POWs that are getting treatment, because the ceasefire didn't work. So what is going to be the destiny of our POWs and those who are missing in action? The second question is about the announcement announcement of Aliyev that is made in international media. They are ready to stop the military activities if the Armenians stops the first. What is if not another provocation of Aliyev? I'll do a short answer like military people do. At this moment, there are negotiations in United States, and if we manage to reach some agreement in terms of exchange of civilians or prisoners of war, so we will do an official announcement. If not, then I can't say anything. As far as the Aliyev's announcement concerns, I don't see anything to be surprised. Again, the same provocation accusing us. That's so usual. Now let's go to our questions that we receive electronically. Daily, Arabo daily. How many POWs we have on the other side and how many POW have Azeris on our side. I don't have that kind of information. And if the Ministry of Defense will make a separate announcement related to that, please follow that. You don't speak about the casualties. If the first days it was not clear the number of casualties, now it has to be clear how many casualties do we have and how many of them are in the bad situation. Please follow the official announcements of the Ministry of Defense. Again, so the Ombudsman of Artsakh, Artak Belglan, said that they are trying, the adversary tries to launch offensives using Armenian uniforms. Did they have any successes? Because 40 corpses were found in Armenian army uniforms. Yes, there were some cases, but I can't say about any details because some of them they are kind of it's a sensitive information with they are secret. It's a secret information. So air forces of Azerbaijan bombarded yesterday the territory of Artsakh. Well, I can't say because they use different means for bombardment. I can't really insist that that was the Air Force. At the moment, there are no other questions. Again, one more time, I would like to ask you and introduce the situation. The war is terrible. War is severe. The military operations have very high density, and high density in terms of weaponry and human resources. Operations are very dynamic. Situation changes very fast. Please follow the official information. We present our difficulties, we present our successes. Don't think that the victory is very close. Don't get really inspired that Azerbaijan military forces have been destroyed completely. And don't get despair that everything bad and everything is so we're retreating. It's in neither directions. Move, please be realistic. And I receive a lot of phone calls, a lot of information from our soldiers, and they don't have the possibility to follow all these kind of information flows, and they sometimes surprise and they laugh at your despair very often. They say the situation is under control and definitely we're gonna win.